Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is April 10th, 2017, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the economic calendar today, just really one small thing coming up today. Fed Chairman Yellen will be speaking this evening at University of Michigan. Should be some question and answers there. So, you know, if you're up during that time, there might be some movements in the Euro USD, but keep an eye on that, just that you're aware of it, that it's coming up today. A few things coming up this week, including Bank of Canada on Wednesday. We'll have a rate decision. And then Thursday, we have consumer confidence in the United States. That's a major move, usually in the Dow Jones, so you might want to keep an eye on that as well. Good Friday is this Friday, obviously, for those that are celebrating it. Happy Good Friday. And just keep in mind that there are some scheduled times for holiday trading times during that time. So for Easter as well, just keep an eye on that as well for next Sunday. So that's basically, you know, just what's coming up this week. Let's look at the graph. On the horizon today, let's start looking at the GBP USD here. We had this nice double top at last week. We saw this rally. We felt like it was going to go up even higher, and sure enough it didn't, and then it receded below it, and then below this support level of 124. So we're below that right now. Okay, it's just looking at a 4-hour chart. We do have some sort of support here a little bit. If you look at the daily chart, we had some resistance previously at these levels at 123.82. So there must be a good place for it to be picked up. It is choppy trading, okay? There's not trend trading here, but you can be able, if you're scalping these markets, to be able to take some money out of it. So we're flatlining right here, and we're pretty much at the 30-day average, okay, for the month, as you can see here. So, you know, let's say if we do get a bounce on it, it should be kind of interesting. Looking at the USD Japanese Yen, okay, so there have been a couple of requests to go over this, all right? So we hit this, if you look at a daily chart, we hit this, you know, somewhat of a support level, this baseline at 110, which is a roundabout number, okay, especially since we've had this colossal move over the past year, but we're really just, you know, receding off of it. And the question is how much further we're going to go above or further below. The U.S. and Japan are making a lot of, you know, behind the door deals, okay, as we've seen. Donald Trump's been meeting with Abe, who's the Prime Minister of Japan, and they're making a lot of behind the door, you know, kind of closed meetings. So the question is how's that going to affect the dollar, and how's that going to affect our trading? So in all essence, you know, a stronger dollar versus the Japanese yen is better for the Japanese yen, because they're a big exporting country, obviously with their machineries and their cars, etc. So a weaker Japanese yen, about 120, 115, is much more favorable for them. So, you know, they're going to try and keep this from going further down in order to spur the economy there. It's kind of like a stagnating economy in Japan, because interest rates are almost at nothing. They're not really producers of agricultural goods, so they have a lot of importing that they do. A lot of food stuff is imported to Japan. So, you know, in a certain sense, they're big creators, but in a certain sense, they're big dependers. So, and their economy is not growing, okay? They're not revolutionizing anything. From the 1980s until now, they pretty much have maxed out on some of their innovation. So how's that translating in the Japanese yen? So we've hit this baseline of 110. On a short-term basis, we could see this bouncing back to 114, and you might want to keep an eye on that, okay? Because we are trading in a range here. We did have this massive move back in November after the markets sold off in the United States. After the markets, excuse me, rallied in the United States. So after the presidency. So if you're looking at the graph right now, it's pretty much trading in tandem with the Dow Jones, okay, and we're going to go into that right now. As you can see here, the Dow Jones receding a little bit, big rally last week, and then ultimate sell-off. We're trading at 20,634. If we look in the markets, you know, it's very similar to what we're looking at the USD Japanese yen. Big rally, a little bit of a sell-off here. So you might want to trade one against the other, see how, if one is taking off and one is not. kind of compare them to each other. Okay, so keep an eye on this. It is developing, and it's something that you should have on your radar. Obviously, we're looking for the play of the days. Now, looking at gold here. Gold had a massive move last week, obviously on Friday, a jobs report, and then we faded it. Okay, it took a little while until we faded it, but as you can see, we faded it. We hit 1270, and we just didn't sustain it, and we came right back down. So looking on a technical level, it was a nice spike up, okay, on the daily chart. But as you can see, we're really right back below 1250, 1255. At this stage, we're kind of creating this triple top here at 1255. We might see a sell-off going into the month of April, towards the end of April, towards early May. Just maybe some people taking some booking their profits there. Aussie USD, big move. Okay, this one we've had on the radar last week as they had their rate decision last week, and then we broke this 76 level, and then we continue breaking it, and we looked like we were going to hold it at this stage of 75, 73. We didn't. We sold off further, and now we're even below this 75 level. So at this stage, you got to really keep an eye on it. Okay, is it going to continue going down? We are in a minimally supportive level right here, as we've had these previous levels. So 75-ish level, I would say, is a support line. So let's see if it does continue to sell off, and if it does, it could go back to 72, 71-ish level as well. So keep an eye on that as that translates into this week. Looking at oil. Okay, oil, we had a pretty good week last week, a little bit of a rally to 52.47, sold off 52.85, but we're on an uptrend. Okay, this is what we call a nice uptrend, going from 47.25 in the middle of March, okay, until April 10th here, that we're trading at 52. So that's a massive trend right here. Harder to notice it at the beginning, but you see once it broke out this 49.25 and continue going up, a resistance of 49.93, so then subsequent support, okay, held that line and then continue going up. So this would be a really great trade to hold longer term, to see it rallying throughout the week. So like I mentioned at the inception of the presentation, there's going to be a few numbers coming out this week. CAD on Wednesday. Thursday we have consumer confidence. Friday, obviously, Good Friday, and into the Easter weekend. So I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.